Hello students, how are you all? So today we will be studying grammar. Now in grammar, our first chapter is the sentence. Now we use words when we speak or write. When we use words when we speak or write. We usually use these words in a group in correct order, and we use all these words in a group in a correct order. Right? So now look at these pictures, and after looking at these pictures, read carefully the sentences given below in section column A and column B. Now in column A, the first one, here it is written, two words are given, long tail. Now does it make a complete sense? It makes sense, but it doesn't make a complete sense. This is not a complete sentence. But if we see in column B, here it is written, a monkey has a long tail. Now, do you think it makes a complete sense? Yes, because it has a complete, the sentence is complete, like a monkey has a long tail. Now, the same is an example 2, under the table. The shoes are under the table. Under the table, is it a complete sentence? No, it makes sense, but it is not a complete sentence. So, in column B, the shoes are under the table. It makes a complete sense. The same in third example, across the road. What across the road? Third, the boy ran across the road. Now it makes a complete sense. In the air. Does it make a complete sense? No. Birds fly in the air. Does it make a complete sense? Yes, this makes a complete sense. Now, the words in column A have some sense but not a complete sense. That I already told you. There is no verb in the group of words in the column. Now, in group A, where the words were given, that doesn't make a complete sense. Why doesn't it make a complete sense? Because there is no verb in the group of words in this column. The group of words in column A even doesn't begin with a capital letter, and even they don't have full stop at the end. The group of words like these, which you have seen in column A, they are called phrases. The group of words in column B. Now we will talk about the group of words in column B. That makes a complete sense. Now why does these sentences make a complete sense? Let's know. The sentence in the column B have a verb. Verb like has, are, ran, fly. If you will see each example given, they all have verbs. The group of words, they all begin with a capital letter. They have a full stop at the end. Do you see that the first letter begins with a capital letter in all the examples that are given to you in group B? Yes, and even they end with a full stop. So the group of words like these that you see in column B, they are called sentences. Now one thing very important, once again we will go through the definition after all these examples. Listen very carefully. A group of words that makes complete sense is called a sentence. The group of words, if we put them together in a complete order, in a right order, so they are called a sentence. And a sentence always begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. So this is the main thing that you have to remember while you are making a sentence. A sentence always begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop. So that's now for the sentence. Now we will come to our next topic. Please follow. Now we will study kind of sentences. Now, do you know how many kind of sentences are there? Four kind of sentences. First, declarative sentence. Second, interrogative sentence. Third, imperative sentence. And the fourth one is exclamatory sentence. Now, the first one we will be studying is declarative sentence. Now, what is a declarative sentence? A sentence that declares, like for example, the sun rises in the east. Now here the sentence declared that the sun always rises in the east. The same in the second example, the boys made the noise. The boys made the noise. Now we will go through the definition of a declarative sentence. A sentence that states or declares something is called a declarative or assertive sentence, or a sentence that makes a statement, or a sentence that makes a statement. Now, when the order of the words in a sentence is changed in a certain way, the statement becomes a question. Now we will go through these examples and know that how the sentence can be changed in a certain way and that statement can become a question. You were late yesterday. Now this is a sentence, right? Now how it changed in a question? Were you late yesterday? The second example, you have done your question. This is a sentence. Now in question, have you done your question? Indrani can speak Hindi and English. This is a sentence. Now how it changed into a question? Can Indrani speak Hindi and English? Now a sentence. Now a sentence asks a question as why were you late yesterday and have you done your lessons? Question mark. So a sentence that asks a question is called an interrogative sentence. The first was declarative sentence that declares, and the second is interrogative sentence that shows that it's a question. A sentence that asks a question is called an interrogative sentence. Now we will learn about our third kind of sentence, that is imperative sentence. A sentence can give an order or make a request. For example, Bali, shut the door. Now in this sentence, can you tell whether it is an order or a request? Yes, it is an order. Now in the second example, please do this just now. Now, is it an order or request? It's a request, right? Same as in third example, please let me work. This is an order or a request? It's a request. So, a sentence that expresses a command, a request, or a desire is called an imperative sentence. The sentence that expresses a command or a request and a desire is called an imperative sentence. Now, a sentence can express something strong or sudden feelings, such as, how beautiful this rose is! Exclamation mark. How beautiful this rose is. Second, what a pleasant weather. So, a sentence that expresses something very strong or a sudden feeling is called an exclamatory sentence. Now study the following examples very carefully. Now these are the examples of orders. Stand up, get ready quickly, mind your own business, do this work just now, don't make a noise. Now these were the example of orders. Now the example of requests are: please allow me to pass. Please let me go. Pray, excuse me this time. Fourth, allow me to sit down. Now these were the examples of request. Now few examples of polite questions. May I come in, please? Now these are polite questions. Will you please let me use your book? Here it is polite and it's a question as well. Will you have a little more tea? Would you mind my coming a little later? Could you tell me where Ashok lives? So these are the few examples of polite questions. Now the examples of exclamations. How hot it is. How hot it is. It's not a question, it is because the exclamation is given here. So it's how hot it is. It is very hot. What a noise they are making. May you soon be well. Would that my son were here. What a pity she has not come. So these are the examples of exclamation. Subject and predicate. Now do you know what is subject and predicate? In a sentence, there are subject and predicate that makes a complete sentence. Now every sentence consists of two parts. The person or thing we speak about, that is a subject. The person or a thing we speak about is a subject. What we speak about that person or a thing is predicate. For example, Ashok is an intelligent boy. Now ask yourself, for whom we are talking about here? Ashok. So what will be the subject here? Ashok. Ashok is what? Ashok is an intelligent boy. So Ashok will be the subject and is an intelligent boy will be the predicate. Now see, in this sentence, we speak about Ashok and what we say about him, that he is an intelligent boy, right? The name of a person or a thing we speak about is called the subject. This is the definition. The name of the person or a thing we speak about is called the subject. What we say about that subject is called the predicate, and what we say about the subject is called the predicate. The subject and the predicate may each consist of a single word or of many words. The subject and the predicate may each consist of a single word. There single word can be there or many words also can be there. So examine the subject and the predicate in each of the following sentences, right? So these are the few examples. Now we will go through. The first, in subject here it is written aeroplanes. This is a subject, right? Because we are talking about aeroplanes. Now what aeroplane does? Aeroplane zoom. So zoom is a predicate because we are talking about the aeroplane. It zooms. So aeroplane zoom. Now in the second example, that black dog bit the poor beggar. That black dog, it's a subject because we are talking about that black dog. What he did? It did bit the poor beggar. The poor little girl. The poor little girl. This is a subject because we are talking about a poor little girl. She sat in a corner. What she did? She sat in a corner. Right? So the boys of our school. The boys of our school is a subject. Made Raman the captain. made Raman the captain. What did the boys of a school did? They made Raman the captain. So what the boys of the school did is the predicate. Mountains. Mountains are subject. Add to the beauty of a country. Mountains are a subject and add to the beauty of a country is predicate. Now, sometimes in a sentence expressing orders or requests, the subject is left out. When in a sentence that is expressing orders or requests, the subject is left out. For example, sit down. Now, in this, we cannot see where is the subject, right? So sit down, but it means you sit down. You is a subject and sit down is a predicate. So in request in an order, subject is left out. Now the other example is thank you means I thank you, right? So from the above, the examples that we have seen, it is clear that these four things that we need to listen very carefully and we have to keep it in mind. The first one, every sentence begins with a capital letter. Every sentence begins with a capital letter. Second, a full stop is placed at the end of every declarative or imperative sentence. Full stop is placed at every end of declarative or imperative sentence. A question mark is placed at the end of every interrogative sentence. An exclamation mark is placed at the end of every exclamatory sentence. Now, how to find the subject of a sentence? Now, how is it easy to find a subject in a sentence? Yes. By taking the verb and asking the question who or what. Ask yourself who or what and find out which is the subject. For example, see the first one, Sita sings well. Now ask yourself, who sings well? Sita. So automatically the subject will come out. Sita sings well. Now in the second example, the sun shines brightly. Now what shines brightly? Ask yourself, what shines brightly? The sun. Yes, so the answer is sun. Sun is the subject. So the sun is the subject. So the rest of the sentence is a predicate.